Hello, happy Wednesday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. I want to preface everything I'm about to say in this video by sending out the message that I believe in vaccines, I am pro-vaccine, I am pro-booster. I'll just leave it at that. Now that I've said that, I will say that the bivalent booster absolutely kicked my ass. I still recommend it, but it kicked my ass. I got out later than I thought I would on Friday to go get it because I wanted to get a walk in. So I thought, if in case I have a reaction to it, which I wasn't really expecting, but I was a little worried about because I hadn't really reacted to the others, except like I was sore arm, a little bit tired, had a little bit of a headache, but beyond that, nothing. But everyone was saying this one's a little harsher. It's, people are reacting to it. So I was like, all right. So I was like, if I'm going to get laid up, in any way, I want to have a walk in. So I took a really long walk. I went to the store. I ran errands. I was like, this is great. I'm fine. I'm going to get stuff done today. It's not going to be a totally unproductive day. So then I go and get it, and he aimed really high up on my arm, and it really hurt more than the others did. And I thought, dude, that's a really bad injection. That was the least of my problems, because Friday night I started to feel like my husband was asking, how do you feel? I'm like, I feel fine. I'm fine. Everything's great. Famous last words. By Friday night, things were not so great. I started to feel like I was getting the flu or getting sick, which, okay, whatever. I slept, which was a miracle. Woke up late on Saturday, but only because my husband had to wake me up to get my medicine. So he was like, it's time to get up, you got to get your medicine. But he's like, you feel really warm. So now a fever is 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. I never had a fever. My temperature was elevated. I had a 99.7 at one point, 99.6 for the most part. If I did have anything higher than that, I don't know. I didn't take my temperature all day. I was just checking it periodically. My head really hurt. I felt like I had been run over and dragged for several miles periodically throughout the day. The problem when I get sick is that I get like my everyday pain, and then I have body aches on top of that. And so it's extremely painful, and that just makes it harder. We all know what body aches feel like, but body aches on normal pain is just like, ugh. Felt really crappy. By Sunday, that where the shot was given didn't really hurt so much, but then the pain like moved down my arm, which was slightly concerning. But so I reached out to my mom and my sister, who's a nurse, and I'm like, did anybody experience this or hear of anyone experiencing this? And they both had, so that made me feel better. And by Monday afternoon, it felt like my arm was in a vice, and then it went away. So the good thing about all of this is that it's got an expiration date. It's time limited. So, and I think it's still worth getting. Every person in my life, I'm the only person in my family that is not out in the world doing stuff on the daily, either as a student or in an office or in another environment. I'm home and everyone else is out in the world. So, especially with the holidays coming up, I have to be responsible and thinking not only of myself, but also of them. I have people in my life that were vaccinated and boosted to the most modern point and still got COVID recently. So we're all trying to be as careful as we can be. And, and it's not, the prospect of that is not fun. I don't want that to happen. So I have to be as careful as I can be and take as good care of myself as I can, but also think about my family because, I will be seeing them next week and sooner. And I want to make sure that not everybody, unfortunately, but a lot of the people in my family, which is nice. And I want to make sure that I wanted to make sure I had the booster done as soon as I could, with time to get over it, whatever happened, before we would all be together. And I did that, and I'm happy about it. But it was a little rough. And so that was, I guess I had that coming because the other ones I didn't really react to. And I had people in my life that had a rough time with the vaccine and the boosters before this one, and didn't react to the bivalent at all. So who knows? It's so subjective. I had a good Zoom call with the nurse practitioner at my pain management office today. I had to do a Zoom call with her because with the procedures I've been having done, it completely screwed up my once a month visit because now the procedures are overlapping that, and they take the place of a normal visit, and then you have to have a 3-week follow-up and yada, yada, yada. So it's all screwed up. But my medicine still needed to be called in for the end of November, and I would have seen him after the fact, and that wouldn't have worked. So he couldn't see me, but they booked me for her, and she was great. I never met her before, but she was super cool. And she said what everybody else says when they first meet me, that if she didn't have my chart in front of her and if she wasn't hearing what I was telling her, she never would have guessed that that was my story. And I'm like, sometimes I never guess that that's my story, but here we are. That's neither here nor there. It is what it is. But she was really nice, and I would not mind seeing her again. She was really cool. She did bring up the dreaded radio frequency ablation, and then I went through my backstory about why I will not get that done. And she just suggested that not to rule it out, because if in the event I did need it or whatever, you know, just to be keep in mind that it wouldn't be necessarily the same type of thing. So I was like, well, that's all well and good, but I'm not having it done. But yeah, I told her that I'd been a patient there for 17 years, and she was stunned by that. I was like, exactly. You were not even out of any medical program or nursing program. She was very young. But, you know, it was fine. And we were laughing about that, and it was nice. So anyway, my doctor's really cool. He's got good people working for him, and it's all good. So yeah, my meds are called in. You know, I'm excited about seeing people next week and sooner. And the bivalent vaccine, a little harsh, but worth getting. And that's that. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, and kind of a weekend to come, because that's what we hope for. That's what we deserve. And that is what I wish for each and every one of you. I will see you on Friday via the blog, next week for something. And have a good night. Take care. Be well. Bye.